It's amazing.
Well, it's time to meet tonight's guests, so let's say hello to Ian McKellen and Lorraine Kelly. Nice to see you both, but Lorraine, we have to start with the shocking news about Steve. Poor Steve and
It's
his family.
so sad. It's just so sad. I mean, my thoughts go out to everybody who loved him. He was the ultimate broadcaster, wasn't he? He made it look easy. When you used to go, I loved going on his show because it was just like a chat. You know, he'd always done his research, always done his homework, but he just made it feel so relaxed and easy.
Yeah.
And it's just, he was giant of broadcasting. It's just so blinking sad.
I know. I don't think the listeners will know what to do without him.
No, I know. He's been such a huge part of all of our lives.
Massive, massive. Well, we are going to talk about your new novel. This is very exciting, Ian. Very shortly. But you've dedicated to your lovely mum, haven't you?
Yes, I have. I dedicate to my mum because she taught me to read and to write and to appreciate things like Shakespeare and all of that.
Really?
When I was a kid. Yeah, she really did. So
who had taught her?
Well, lots. Well, that's right. I mean, she got great teachers as well. So it was obviously to her for opening up a world of books and a world of reading to me, which was amazing.
Wonderful.
Now, Ian, you're bringing Shakespeare's classic tragedy Hamlet to the big screen later this month.
Yeah.
Now, your Shakespearean role...
82-year-old Hamlet.
Love it, love it, love it.
You're known for your Shakespearean roles, I think it's fair to say. But is it also fair to say that those are down to your sister, apparently?
Yes, well, my mum and dad went to the theatre a lot. We didn't go to the pictures very much, as we used to call them, the cinema, because they were rather flea pits in Wigan. But the theatre was rather respectable for them. So we, as a family, all went out. But my sister was very keen on acting herself at school, and she took me to my first Shakespeare. I can remember it was Twelfth Night, comedy, and we were having tea at home, and she was telling me the plot. She thought I would need help. And I was 8 years old, and I said, will you please not tell me the story? What's the point of going about it? What's going to happen? So, yes, and shortly after that we saw Macbeth, the great tragedy, both by Shakespeare, and I got the bug. I enjoyed it. It was fun. It was entertainment. Then we came to school and we started studying Shakespeare. Well, I was top of the class. It was easy for me.
Lovely. Brilliant. Well, as JJ said, you've got a brand new production of Hamlet. Let's have a look.
Oh, lovely. To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether it is nobly in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against the sea of troubles. By opposing, end them.
Now, Ian, you've played this role many times before, but this version...
With no success.
Never.
But my old collaborator, Sean Matthias, a couple of years ago, said, as he was running a season at the Theatre Royal in Windsor, just below Windsor Castle, would I play Hamlet? I said, why? He said, well, he just it'd be a good idea to cast people who one didn't expect to be in the play and put them together and see what happened. Francesca Annis, who I'd played Romeo when she played Juliet at Stratford in 1976, was my father in this film.
All right.
Wow.
Film. It began as a stage production. There was COVID. We couldn't do it in the theatre, so Sean said, why don't we make a movie? And we used the Theatre Royal as our location, as if that was Elsinore, the castle where Hamlet and his family lived. But not on the stage, we didn't do it much, but in the dressing rooms, in the auditorium, underneath, on the roof, all over the place. And I just read a review which said it's a groundbreaking masterpiece.
Well, there you are.
But I didn't feel like that at the time. It just felt that we were having a lot of fun. And great cast. I mean, Stephen Berkoff, master of Shakespeare, Francis Barber, and lots of other people. So, yeah, and it's coming out, and people will be able to make of it what they will.
Well, apart from your groundbreaking masterpiece, you're also back on stage in The King's Players in a role, though, that you haven't played before.
Well, it's a play called The Player Kings, which Shakespeare did not write, did he? But he did write two plays called Henry IV, Part 1, and Henry IV, Part 2. And the hero of that is not the king, Henry IV, but his son, who turns into Henry V. But in these two plays, he's still Prince Hal. And he spends an awful lot of his time away from work, away from the court. He's down in the East End with some rather disreputable people, Principal, which is my part, Sir John Falstaff, who's...
You do Falstaff?
Yes, and more than a petty criminal, he's not a very nice man at all. Although his reputation in the world at large is of being jolly and fat, rather like Santa Claus. Not at all. He's much closer to the Krays or the Sopranos, actually. So that's what we're doing. They put the two plays together, giving it a new title, rather like Orson Welles did when he made a film of these two plays and called it Chimes at Midnight. Yeah, we're coming to London, but before that, Wimbledon.
Yes.
And Opera House Manchester, where I've did a lot of my early theatre going. It'll be lovely to be there.
So,
And having said I would never do Shakespeare before, I don't know, I've done Hamlet and Falstaff. I really must stop, mustn't I?
No, don't ever stop. You're not allowed. You're not allowed to stop.
OK,
you know, your range, Ian, obviously we know, is absolutely insane. From Shakespeare, though, but it goes all the way to pantomime, of course.
Yes.
Mother Goose with
Yes.
John Bishop.
Yes.
John Bishop was your husband. Now, that must have been a lot of fun.
Fantastic.
Well, I rather fell in love with John.
Who wouldn't?
Well, everybody does. Yeah, I wanted to do pantomime just once more, and Mother Goose is the Great Dane part, because she's right at the centre of it all. It's all about her, really. And I wanted to do what they used to do when I was a kid. Pantomimes, big pantomimes, would start on Boxing Day, the day after Christmas Day, and run right through to Easter Saturday.
Wow, that's
And
a
I
long
said,
run, isn't it?
let's see if we can do that, and stop Shakespeare, pantomime being... being just a local Christmas event. Well, that worked. And we toured, which pantomimes have done in the past, but not the big ones. So we ended up in Bristol on Easter doing a pantomime, and there we are.
Incredible. Well, John had an absolute ball as well, because he sent you this message. Look.
Oh, no.
Here you go.
Ian, it's me. I just want to wish you all the best for the Player Kings. I'm really looking forward to seeing it. I think the last time anyone was speaking Shakespeare to you on a stage was me doing a sonnet to you and Mother Goose and then snogging you afterwards. So I think Player Kings will be good, but it's not going to be as good as snogging me, let's be honest. Speak to you soon. God bless.
It's the couple we never knew we needed, look.
That is the most wonderful present. Thank you very, very much.
Well, Hamlet, we should say, will be in UK cinemas for one night only on the 27th of February, and Player Kings will be in previews at the New Wimbledon Theatre and at the Manchester Opera House before it moves to the Noel Coward Theatre in London from the 1st of April. Now, we have to, Ian McKellen, don't we, talk about The Masked Singer? Because we all loved Owl, and I thought when they unmasked you, I could not even believe it.
Oh, it was the silliest thing. Do you know you can't see a thing in there, Alex? You can't see a thing. I couldn't see anything. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know all those dancers were dancing round about me. All I could do was I could hear them. I could hear thumpy thump thump. I didn't know there was a fella dressed as, I don't know what that was, a wolf or something.
Were you actually singing?
You say singing. I was kind of, it was all the right notes, not necessarily in the right order.
They were. I had no idea it was you.
It was really. I'd recommend it to anybody. It's the funniest, most great fun you can ever have. It was lovely.
Well played,
it was
you.
lovely.
Well played, you. Right, Lorraine, you've written your first novel.
Yeah.
It's called The Island Swimmer. How would you describe it to people?
It's about relationships. It's about, there's the heart of it. There's a girl who has to leave her home. There's a big twist. You find out later why she has to leave. It's quite traumatic. She has to come to London. She's here for a long time, for 20 years, because of what's happened to her. She feels she doesn't deserve anything, so she gets into a really bad relationship. She doesn't think she deserves anything at all. She lets herself go, if you like, as my mother would say. She let herself go.
My mother says that.
Yeah, and then she has to come back. She has to come back to Orkney, and it's about rebuilding relationships. It's about how, it's about sibling rivalry. There's a lot of... there's a lot of loss there, and there's hope as well. And it's funny. There's funny bits too. And all the way through, she's got a fear of water for a very good reason. You find out why she's frightened of water. And all the way through, these women, these amazing women, help her. Yeah. Help her and literally hold her up. Until hopefully, don't give too much away, hopefully at the end she can actually confront that fear. But in amongst all of that, there's all sorts of going on. It's also a love letter to Orkney, which I love Orkney.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, it's a wonderful place to base a book.
Oh, it's beautiful. Ian, you would love it.
Oh, I've been to Orkney.
I bet you. See, he's been everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Been everywhere.
I've acted in Orkney.
Have you?
Yes.
I bet you were at this Magnus Festival. Were you up there for that? I bet you were.
No, I wasn't.
What were you doing?
I was doing a one-man show, actually.
Were you?
To talk about your play.
No, anybody. I just love talking to anybody that's been from Orkney. I'll sit and talk about Orkney all day.
I wonder whether Ian has done any cold water swimming, because the thing is, you took the research really seriously, didn't you?
I absolutely did. There I am running into the sea in Orkney.
Look at she's off.
I'm away.
Now,
it takes you a long time to get in because it's quite shallow, but I absolutely guarantee you I swam up to that wreck.
Well, you haven't let yourself go, Lorraine. Look at that in a bathing costume. Now then.
But it's wonderful fun. It makes you all zingy. It makes you all zingy. And,
well, they say it's brilliant for your mind, isn't it?
And it's great for your mental health. If you're feeling a little bit down or a little bit fed up, or, you know, obviously if it's not gone really serious, but you're just feeling it's too much. Because certainly during COVID, I found it an absolute boon. It was amazing. But Orkney has been my inspiration for this book, and I've enjoyed every single minute of writing it. It's been incredible, and even editing it, I've just loved it.
But you have to be, you know, super disciplined to write a book.
Very disciplined.
And Steve, your lovely husband, he was instrumental, wasn't he, in helping you to find that discipline?
No, because he would just sort of basically lock me away, bring me cups of tea and packets of biscuits, which obviously I ate the whole packet.
Did you let him read it as you were going along?
No, do you know, I didn't this time, but I will the next time, because I'm going to write...
next time?
Yeah, I'm not finished with these characters. I'm really not, because it doesn't finish all tied up in a bow. A lot of storylines come to an end, especially the big twist, but there's an awful lot more still to be said, and I don't want to say cheerio to them.
I can't wait.
Do you know, you must find that when you do a movie, you don't want to say bye-bye to that character, or the play, you know, you've just been doing Hamlet, you don't want to say bye-bye to
you know, sometimes you can't wait to say goodbye.
Really? You must tell me after.
Do you know now, I know Mum will be at home going, I hope Al keeps that book for me, because you'll be desperate to read it. I'll read it first.
So much.
Lorraine's book, The Island Swimmer, is out on Thursday. Now then, lots of you at home will be eating your pancakes. Ian has got pancakes to eat potentially, but also a big job of pulling the trimmings down tonight.
What?
If you don't take the tree down on 12th night, you have to leave it there until Shrove Tuesday.
So
That's what I was told. So today I started removing the things from the tree, and I removed the fairy from the top of the tree, and I brought it to show you.
Oh, go on.
Show me the fairy.
Ian!
Do you recognise it?
He's got the same outfit on. He's got the same outfit.
Can you tell?
That
It's
is,
me.
we can tell.
Well,
did you do that?
No. Some lovely person sent it to me.
I love
I don't
it.
know. I think she does it for a living. But isn't that remarkable?
Yeah.
It's really like you.
She's even giving you twinkly eyes.
I mean, and that is a compliment.
I love it.
Look at that.
Absolutely
so
love it.
cute.
Right.
Anyway, he'll be back on the tree next year.
I want one of them.
Thank you to you both. It's been amazing. Thank you for your company tonight.
We will be back tomorrow with the stars of Dune, Florence Pugh and Rebecca Ferguson, plus Matt will be here with Watchdog. Have a great evening and enjoy your pancakes.
Yeah. Good night.